Your fear of being perceived is holding you back, okay? It's holding you back and it's gonna keep you stagnant. Okay, I feel like we've all been guilty of literally wanting to do something, having like that desire to like put ourselves out there. But then that little thought creeps in and you're like, ooh, but if I do this, what are people going to say? What are people going to think about me? How are they going to look at me? Are they going to talk about me? Are they going to share this with other people and talk badly about me? No. Today, I'm going to share my top tips to break free from the fear of being perceived by other people, because at the end of the day, this is your story. This is your movie, and you're the director, you're the creator. You should not give a about what anybody thinks. Doing this truly allows you to live as your true self, and it brings so much freedom to your life. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about my personal experience with this. When I first started posting on TikTok, I didn't really think that it would do anything. I didn't think that I would like build a community. However, when I started this TikTok that I have now, I did not share any of it on my personal social media platform. So like Instagram, I never posted anything about my TikTok. I never tried to migrate my friends and family to my TikTok. This was a place that I was really going to experiment with really being myself. I wasn't myself on Instagram. I was very much so a watered down version of the person that people see me as on social media. I constantly worried about how people would see me. I would get so anxious and like cringe at the thought of a person from high school or a family member finding my TikTok. However, I overcame that fear and I started posting, I started going viral, and I grew a community of over 83,000 people on TikTok. So with that, it was got to a point that I had so many viral moments that I couldn't contain this thing that I created on TikTok. I had one instance when Drake had just released like his little house album. It was around the time that the Renaissance album came out. So house was a big thing. This is when I got into house music, started dancing to house tracks on TikTok. But I did a dance to one of the Drake songs that I liked. And it went viral. This was my first time, I think, hitting 1 million views on TikTok. It went so much so viral that like celebrities were talking about wanting to be on a yacht, being on a yacht in Ibiza. One of my favorite YouTubers actually posted herself on a yacht listening to the song. I said that the song made me feel like I wanted to dance on a yacht in Ibiza. Okay, long story short, but it went so much so viral that one of my friends from high school messaged me and he was like, one of his friends posted me on her story. And I'm like, oh my God. So now y'all know that I do TikTok and like whatever. But I'm so glad that I didn't allow like the thought of what other people would think about me stop me from doing what I want to do. And I feel like I'm kind of re-entering that phase again with starting my YouTube. I'm in a different place now with getting on here because I can confidently say that I'm a content creator. I'm not embarrassed to say that. I don't feel like an imposter when I say that. I've actually gotten paid to make content. I've created moments on TikTok. And I don't say that to like boast or brag at myself, but I really did like dim my light for so long and not really looked at myself as the thing that I wanted to be. This is something I always wanted to do. But I never thought that I had the ability to like reach people in that way. And it wasn't until I started to experiment with TikTok and feel safe on that platform to open up and be my most authentic self. I don't think that without my experience on that platform that I would even be the person that I am today. Honestly, I know that that sounds so out of this world and some people will not get that, but I lost that inhibition that I had to feel like I had to present myself as a digestible version so that people could accept me. And no, I was born into this world by myself as a unique being. Nobody like me. There's no one like me. There's no one like you. I'm not meant to live from somebody else's viewpoint. You know, I can't help how somebody will perceive me. I really can't. I can put out the most polished version of myself and try to give what I think people would want to see, and they still will tear me apart. I'll post a video where I don't think I'm doing too much and I'll get nasty comments. And at this point, that used to affect me. It used to affect me to see people be so rude and so mean to me when I'm just trying to have a good time and spread love and just lightness and positivity, and people want to come and tear me down. This, and knowing who you are and loving who you are and not being afraid of how people will view you, that's your superpower. That's how you can put yourself out there and be perceived and also be ridiculed by that, but it doesn't affect or it doesn't determine or lessen the value that you have for yourself. And that right there, having that mindset, it's changed my life. If I can present myself in my most authentic way to my family and then to social media to be perceived by millions of people and still be firm and solid as who I am a very grounded person, and I'm so grateful for that. And I think that that's something that a lot of us should really try to lean on. I want you, instead of fearing judgment, think about how exciting it is to share your unique voice and talents with the world. You know, like that right there. There's somebody that exists right now that needs to see and needs to hear what you have to say. Even for me right now, I'm starting this new YouTube. This video may get 5 views, but one of the people that watches this video might really truly need to hear what I'm saying. So that is something that you need to think about when you think about holding yourself back from something because you're scared of what people will think or say about you. Another big thing that I think you should also consider is focus on your why. Why do you want to do whatever it is that you want to do? Keep your goals in mind whenever you are approaching these things that might put yourself out there to the world. It could be you going to college. It could be you choosing a major in college that your mom or your dad might not agree with. It could be starting a social media and being a content creator. What is your why? Why do you want to do this? I want to do this because I love the idea of reaching people. I love to talk. I love to share my advice, and that's been me my whole entire life. I can go back to elementary school, and instead of playing during recess, I would be sitting under a big, huge oak tree at my elementary school, talking to my friends and giving advice. Like, I vividly remember those memories. I wish I could find this one girl. We always used to sit under the tree, and she would open up to me about her life, but she felt comfortable enough to do that. And I think I can attribute that quality that I have to my mom, because my mom, my entire life, she always talked to me and my siblings, and she never necessarily made me feel like a kid, in the sense that, I don't know, we always just had really deep conversations, even as a child. So that followed me throughout my life, and that's what I want to do. I started TikTok sharing content like this, where I was talking, and so many people would say how comforting I am in my voice, and I feel like my voice is meant to do that. Everything in my life has led me to use my voice, and so that is my why. Another why is that I want to be able to live a life and have a brand for myself. I want to leave a legacy for my family, and if I have kids one day, it's a lot of whys, and I know these things now, and those are solid things that I see and I look at every single day when I put myself out there, when I make investments in myself for content, or continuing to persevere through the challenges that it takes to do this, because it's not easy. You know, you may have to do it for a year before you have your big moment. It may take 3 years, but are you going to give up? Are you going to give up, or are you going to persevere through all the challenges that are going to come your way? Because expect challenges, but I look at challenges as an opportunity to expand your power. So I honestly welcome challenges. That's crazy, right? I welcome challenges in my life because I know that with those hard, difficult moments, I am going to be able to level up. What's on the other side of a challenge, babe? It's a new you with bigger and better things. Another thing, I feel like if you feel consumed or overwhelmed by the thought of doing this, take baby steps. It's okay to start small. Start with where you're at. If you want to do content, just start getting comfortable and familiar with recording yourself and talking and hearing that, okay? You could even just record videos and never post it to start with, but just to get comfortable with yourself, or if that's what you want to do, just start to build a relationship with you to where you can gain that confidence to just put yourself out there. Another thing that I feel like goes hand in hand with that fear of being perceived is that we have this distorted view of perfectionism. And granted, I think that social media breeds that, distorted perception. We'll look at people so easily living these really grand lives, okay? A lot of those people did work hard to get there, but it wasn't an overnight thing. But we see it like, oh, they just bought $1 million house. Oh, they just bought their dream car. Oh, they just did this for their mom. They just signed $150 million deal. It wasn't, I'm sure, an overnight thing for so many of those people. So don't let those like, oh, I have to have the perfect camera to start being a vlogger or a content creator on YouTube. I am just now, after 3.5 years, 4 years of doing content on TikTok, finally invested in a really expensive camera. Prior to that, I was using my iPhone. I always have the up-to-date iPhone, so I would use my back camera, sometimes whenever I wanted to make a nice quality piece of content. But other than that, I'm using my front camera. I could have been doing better, but I wasn't. Regardless, needless to say, stop waiting on everything to be perfect. Me as a consumer of media, I enjoy authenticity. I love to see. I've seen so many people from TikTok that I used to scroll on the app, and I saw people grow these brands and these personas online, and now they're things. Like, you literally watch it in a real organic way, and they didn't start off in a really nice house with the nice white countertops and all this stuff. Like, stop waiting for it to be perfect and start right now. Somebody wants to see it right now because that's going to inspire them to start. And think about the trickle effect that would have that's what true influence is. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to really inspire people to do whatever it is that they dream of doing, because you really do have the power at your fingertips and at your mouth to speak and wield anything that you see for yourself into your life. I have big, think big.
I said I want something big. I want something that says I'm here. Beyonce.
Goals and dreams that I know are reality, because they would not have been put into my mind for me to see these things for myself if it wasn't meant to come to me. And I'm going to keep flowing through life to this reality that I know exists for me. And it all has come to play for me over even the last few years. All the things I wanted 4 years, 5, 6, 7 years ago that I didn't even feel at that time would be possible have come to me, because I learned who I was, I accepted who I was, and I have a strong belief in myself. And that's what I lead with everything. Not what Peter from across the street will think about me if they see me. Not what Jan from high school think if she saw my TikTok. Like, no, because I'm my own person. What would I do and how would I look if I tried to live a life based on what I thought somebody else wanted me to do or be? That would be miserable. Think about this. Every successful person that you admire has had to do the same thing that you're trying to do right now. They've had to push through the fear of the unknown, of being perceived, of challenges. Am I cut out for this? They have had to push through those things. The thing that separates people that are not living their dreams to people that are living their dreams is that they had a strong belief in themselves and they persevered and they did it. They did it no matter how hard it was, no matter how many obstacles were thrown their way. And that's why, like, we have that divide. You have to keep going. You have to be so borderline delusional that you are going to do this big thing and that it's going to happen for you, because on the other side of that is all those things that you really, 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 really want. I'm going to give you one piece of advice to end all of this. Okay? Listen to me, babes. I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Come on. Give me your hand. What other people think of you is none of your business. Okay? So anybody else's thoughts, opinions of the person that you are, let that stay with them. Okay? Because what I've learned from my life is that I may never be able to please certain people. I would literally drive myself to the brink of a mental breakdown to try to be everything that somebody wants me to be. I can only be the things that I know myself to be and that I desire for myself to be, and hope that that will positively affect somebody out there. But I'm not living my life to please anyone. So what somebody else thinks of you, that's none of your business, and leave it with them. Okay, I want y'all to comment below one thing you've been holding back on because of fear, and we are going to hype each other up in these comments, okay? I want us to feel supported. So, what are you holding back on because of fear? Tell me. I'll go first. I have been holding back on moving out of Texas, okay? Only because it's so scary to think about leaving everything that I know. I'm so rooted and grounded in Texas. I'm a Taurus, so I do like stability, and I like to know what is to come. I like to know, and I've not taken the leap to leave because I'm scared. I'm scared of, is it going to work out? Is it a good thing to leave my family and the support system that I have to go somewhere where I will be completely alone? It's going to force me to have to create a family outside of my family. So that has kept me. I knew I wanted to move when I visited LA almost a year and a half ago. I fell so in love with the city and the vibe of California. It was always a place that I said I wanted to live growing up. And when I left, I didn't want to leave. And I've never traveled anywhere alone and not wanted to go back home. And I felt like that. But I didn't put any effort in to move. And so I'm overcoming that. And I'm planning on leaving Texas in this upcoming year. So yeah, that's my fear. What's yours? If y'all are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe below. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram at Blonde Child. I'm Blonde Child everywhere. Don't let fear dim your light. Always shine so bright. And I'll see you on the next video. I love y'all so much.